Hi everyone, have you ever heard about Hansei? Year 2022 is around the corner. Are resolutions specific enough? Before you start making your New Year's resolution, please consider Hansei this time round. Basically because Hansei is the first step to improvement. So let's dive into Hansei. What is Hansei? In Japanese, Han means change, to turn over or upside down. Sei means to look back upon, review, and examine oneself. Hansei means self-reflection. So we have to do self-reflection so that we understand our strengths, weaknesses in terms of thoughts, behaviors, and action. Hansei is to acknowledge one's own mistake and to pledge improvement. It is also the process of recognizing our mistake and avoid reoccurrence. So this might sound common sense, right? But how many people, how many organizations, how many teams really do Hansei effectively? By effectively, I mean not just identifying lessons and feeling good about them, but putting those lessons into action plan. Now let's check on the three elements of Hansei. First, you have to recognize of the problem or the mistake. Two, accept the responsibility of committed mistake. And then third, you have to create an action plan and commitment to improvement of the need. So for a successful Hansei, we have to ask ourselves some few questions. One, what is the one biggest win this year? What enabled you to do that? Is it a skill? Is it habits? Or is it behaviors? Two, what one new thing did you learn this year? How will you apply it in the next coming years? Three, what one thing will you do better next year? How might you do that? And four, what went south? Or what are the regrets in this year? List down all the issues, the problem, the mistakes. Now let's check how to address the problem or the mistakes. So basing on the above questions, if you could go back to January 1st, 2021, what suggestion would you give to your past self? Basically, the questions frame your mind to recognize success, remind you how to learn new things and ideas, and encourage you to think specifically about what you want and how it can be achieved. Addressing some questions can help us improve further in the near future. 1. What can we do to avoid this problem? 2. What can we make sure this doesn't happen again? 3. How can we prevent recurrence of this incident? In the improvement cycle of PDCA, Hansei is linked with check. Remember, you start with plan, do, check, and act. So that is a cycle where you plan, you do, you check, which is Hansei, then you act. Life is growing to learn and learning to grow. Hansei is the way. Happy 2022 and a successful one.